So let's talk about escape. Now, escape can vary from your problems. You have problems, you want to escape from them. You want to look for a way out. Problems could be stress, and ways out could be stuff like video games. It could be television, it could be partying, it could be anything. And those are just temporary ways of escape. Temporary ways of escape is really bad for you. It may seem good at the time, it may seem good temporarily, but at the end of the day, you still have the same problems. Versus the people who sit and face their problems. When they face their problems, you know, they're sitting there facing the problems. They're sitting there challenging the problems. Of course, when you actually get done dealing with the problem, it no longer is a problem, of course. And people look for a sense of relaxation. But the message I'm trying to really bring out is the sense of escape is never a good thing. You have stresses, you have problems. Everybody has problems in their life. And when you have problems in your life, you can't look for a way to temporarily escape from them. You can't look for it. And you can look for as many ways out as you can, but the only way out really is to face the problem. You gotta face the problem. You can't avoid it. You can't temporarily escape from it. You can't do anything to it except face it. Facing the problem is the best way to deal with the problem. Because afterwards, it no longer becomes a problem. Sure, people can argue it may become a worse problem, but after the worst problem, after the worst gets worse and gets worse and gets worse, it ends up getting better. Because every time in life when everything gets worse, there's always something getting better. It's always getting better. It's just like glass. Picture recycling glass. Your glass is all well constructed and everything, and then all of a sudden it drops and shatters. That's just basically you and your downfall of what you think your day is or your life. And quite honestly, the only one person that can melt the glass together and form a new piece of glass, and that's you. You are the only person who can actually change what you actually think of yourself. You are the only person that can actually make something out of what's broken. Instead of picking up the broken pieces of glass and cutting yourself, why not just melt it? A better example could be paper, actually. You know, you tear up pieces of paper or whatever, blah blah blah. You can always recycle paper and stuff like that. You can go with so many other metaphors with it, but the point is I'm trying to say is that when you go into a downfall of your life, don't look for a way to escape, don't look for a way to avoid it, and definitely don't look for a way into the past. Because some people often do that too, looking for a way in the past to see if anything will change. No matter how hard you think of the past will never change. Your past will never change. Because what is done has already been done. But your future, you can determine your future. And the thing is, you can't determine your future by escaping from your problems temporarily. You can determine your future by facing your problems head on, dealing with the problems, knowing how you dealt with the problems, and learning from how you deal with the problems. And quite honestly, it involves just moving forward. It does not involve the past at all. Sure. Okay, I contradicted myself there. But it does involve the past, but it only involves learning from the past. It never involves living the past. It never involves repeating the past. Because learning from the past is so you won't repeat it. You won't repeat the same mistake twice. Doing the same mistake twice is just, there's no point. No point in doing the same mistake twice because you know how it dealt with you the first time. Sure, it'll make you stronger, but also you got to be the one to actually learn from the mistakes. And but looking for a temporary way to escape from them is not learning from it. It's just slowing down the learning process. Let's say that. Same thing can go with girls too. I mean, you can mess up on a girl can mess up on you, and You put that thing in the past. That's the past. And the thing is, you got to be the one to be like, that's the past. That's already happened. I'm gonna determine my future. And whether or not you want to get back with the girl, because some people fall in love and they want to get back with the girl. You got to be sure not to make the same mistake twice, because you know what happened last time when say you trusted her. You lose that trust. No matter how much you say you don't lose the trust, you end up losing a bit of trust. Say if the girl did something bad to you, but if you did something bad to the girl, you end up losing trust either too, because the girl doesn't trust you as much. But just because that happens does not mean you could look for a way to escape. Escaping your problems only makes them worse, and only slows down the process in which you learn from the problems, and it only slows down the process in which well, really when you learn from the problems. I just had to bring part, whatever. But it slows down the learning process, and it slows down your progression in life. Once you figure out how to move through your problems, first of all, everything always gets better. No matter how bad you think your life is, things will get better if you continue to move forward and face your problems head on, and not look for a way to escape. Looking for a way to escape only slows down your progression in life, and only slows down the learning process in which you are learning about your mistakes. And quite honestly, I can say that from experience. Because escaping my problems, I used to use video games to escape my problems, because you know I had bad breakups here and there, and I used to use video games to escape my problems. And the thing with that is, it works good for about a while, all the way up until you start thinking about the person more and more and more and more and more. I'm talking about breakups, of course. You can relate to some problems too. Only if you think about the problem more and more and more and more and more, to the point to where it affects your academics, it affects your video games, it affects anything that you try to use as an escape, therefore making yourself worse. And you make yourself worse just by thinking about it. So therefore you don't even enjoy the things you used to enjoy anymore. And once you don't enjoy the things you used to enjoy anymore, that's how you know that it's time to face the problems. But face the problems before that time comes, because it's a lot better, a lot easier. But that's how you know you need to face your problems right now and head on. Just so you can learn from your problems and move on with your life. And I can guarantee you everything gets better. Everything gets better after that.
Nice work, Ghost.
It's that learning process that you must learn. Face your problems, learn from the past, move on with your life, and don't reminisce over the past. And don't dwell over the past. And as always, this has been KuDo xFactor. Stay frosty.